fade out on as well, and I don't think that we want to see them go after that.
So my mic was muted, so I could still can't do a review on this restaurant. But let's talk about it at least on Haven as we start things off here with Ghost on the attack. This is a good advantage for NRG to start because this has been a map where Ghost has been so good on, and now they have a chance to actually play more reactively. And it's a decoy coming out from long A, and a Proto who gets flashed by that. That's Som playing towards this long A side, and he also has the gate crash available if he needs to. Actually, it's currently off. There's a Haunt coming out as well, as Ghosts are trying to fight back towards the long A side.
That was a neat little play to get that across. We see the rotation back from the defense to C. And now everything cuts audio, reset. You see him prepping, throws over the wall here, coming from the side of John Cutie, rather. And they get into the site. Brock with one, Qualo another, man's.
All right, well, this is going to be Ghost overwhelming and fighting into the A site as Brock indeed goes for another headshot, leaving Ethan and Hayes, the last two players, going on this rotate as Ghost gets to spike down. One towards the Heaven side and the other one towards the spawn. And that is going to be Ethan waiting for this Haunt to come back so he could actually set it up. The paranoia from spawn side, the Haunt into the site. But we stay at least in close corridors under a hell on this double setup from Ghost.
Nicely played, having so many flashes, so much util, a lot of firepower coming in with this squad. The Breach, you can smoke everything off with the Astra. Ghost doing really well to kind of feel at the beginning of the round, allow NRG to reset positionings and not really set up a strong defense, but not a weak one either. Just get them spread out enough to make sure that A hit with the swarm of utility went in favor of Ghost. Let's see how they continue to play that. We'll keep an eye on Sam's Yoru from round to round here. Our trademarks were more focused towards C this round as we see that towards A for Ghost here. Looks like they'll default a little bit to see if Energy is going to go for any buy pressure.
Continuing right now with the Ethan and Som pressuring towards the A side.
Yeah.
I like the little combination he talked about on the desk here, Riv, of how it's going to be nice, the amount of utility that's going to come out of Som, and I think that combination with what Ethan has as that fade is going to bring a lot here into the defense for NRG on the A site.
It's neat. It's a neat combo. I want to see what they can make out of it, right? They're already playing next to each other, Ethan and Som, as you were saying, and creeping up, as you should. I mean, if you're going to play Yoru on the defensive lines, what are you playing? So already Som pushing up with that shorty, trying to get close. And that default is somewhat spreading towards mid here for Ghost. They're going to go ahead and Boomba. EU almost makes it out of that one, but he is going to get hit by the Prowler.
Yeah, probably hunted down by Nismo on top of that, too. Nice combination, and we're trying to counter back towards the back flank, but that's Nismo to continue to save his teammates. That's a player advantage going out on the attacker side. Kuala looking down towards the sewers where they never thought that anybody was there for NRG side, and things are looking good here for Ghost to capitalize and turn around that piss-around victory.
The slow rolling around here for Kuala Noob. Nice try by NRG. Tex had a good roam towards mid if you saw it throughout the round. He kind of pushed up almost all the way, backed up, no one cleared him, so he was able to get those few shots going into garage. NRG still trying to get under the skin of Ghost here, but 2 quick rounds for Ghost. Looking solid to start. We'll see what they can provide here for their first bonus round. They set up the same trademark as last round. Garage trademark here for the side of NRG. And looks like we might get our first bit of tension here as they suss out what's going to happen mid.
Yeah, at least on the attacker side, looking to what they could do, a default a little bit here, watching these garage doors, trying to see if anybody's going to peek out, maybe a teleportation coming out from Texas position, but he's just holding strong here in this garage. There's that battle, forcing a TP away, and it's still going to be map control gained by Ghost, who are going to move very quickly into the C site. You see the combination, the retaliation from Hayes with the counter flash as well, but it's still going to be NRG lighting up the scoreboard this time, leaving Nismo on his own, or should I say Proto on his own, who then gets picked off here by Som on a fast there.
Som already with the plays. We see the cross-map plays coming in. Combine that with the chamber. I just punched my microphone. I don't know if you heard that. I'm getting excited over here. Som got a smoke from Hayes at the beginning of this round. You see it still over there on short A at Garden. And that's exactly where Som was too. But wait, he's in the back of C now. Yep. They completely bolster the strength of C. Som picks that one up, and everybody else is safe enough to hold their positions. Nobody gets pushed out by that swarm of util Ghost has been using. Awesome cross-map defensive play there by NRG to show how they're going to use this Yoru so far.
So good, actually, from the first look of it as well.
And he has it set up again, Vance.
Exactly, the gate crash towards that C site for Som, but Ethan's playing the close corridor, so he's going to need some help. He's going to need some flashes. He's going to be needing to get some trades out on a defender side. But Kuala gets the kill through the smoke. The second one onto Som.
Vandal spams. We've been seeing more Vandals come out of those smokes with the win. And there's another one. Already this round getting spicy here is that bonus did not go in the favor of Ghost, and they wanted to get right in the face of NRG to start off. They've traded 2 for 1 so far as NRG looks to lick their wounds here and set up a bit of a 3-man defense on Sewers.
Attacker side, ult here coming out from Ghost.
Oh, that
double peek coming in from Sewers. It's spotted by a Proto, gets denied, but that's 2 players spotted, at least on the attacker side, getting ready for this one, and they're starting to walk back. And look even at this minimap, Rivington. We actually have a rotate back from Hayes too, just in case, so they're reading this perfectly from NRG's side.
Yeah, he already was starting to trail over, doing a great job of feeling that tempo of Ghost right now. Left. And they have gone kind of from site to site. They've been touch and go on a few plays already, so it's good for NRG to read that consistency. And again, same trademarks we're seeing here, so they have time to play the map, and that's exactly what we're getting here. 15 seconds to get that spike down on C.
Paranoia misses the flash.
10 seconds
now
left.
Hayes is playing the back of the site. Easy kill onto Brock, trying to get the spray.
So
and the kill onto John Cutie. There's no time left on the clock.
That's it.
Somehow, John Cutie decides to go for the swing and the trade instead of the plant. And that allows Hayes to get the triple kill and put NRG on the board to tie up the game.
You know, it's not his birthday, but he might as well just wear that birthday hat all the time after rounds like that. 5 and 3, the controller controlling as C has been getting a bit of attention here. We saw him come up huge just a few rounds ago here. The solo play and even shoulder peeks just to grab the tour de force shot out of Kuala Noob, who has been hot in their past series, still 6 and 3 here. So nice job to kind of mess with that flow that Ghost has been feeling. Brings it back to 2-2 here. Vans, those trademarks don't seem like they're getting too moved, but again, a bit of a default as we get instant fault lines to slow things down.
Yeah. Even a fake out to come out here from Som, realizing from that information, especially a Prowler coming in towards Sewers. They know the A side's clear. Look at how fast his rotation is coming out from NRG.
Yeah, they're kind of just leaving the sites, right? Getting themselves into position to use util to retake. I mean, Fade and Yoru aren't going to really do too much alone. They can get you flashed, but you're probably still going to overwhelm. So great choice by NRG to set up here. And Ghost as well, saying, how much are you going to peek us? We've gone down 2 rounds. They want these Sheriffs to go to work this round. It looks like it might be through B. Tempted there, but slowed down.
As well. EU, though, does get the first blood. We're trying to get a creep inside that smoke, but Ethan was ready for that. So this is going to make the plant a little more difficult here for Ghost to get into the site and try to get a plant in this B site. To decide to pull back and cut noise just for a bit. Re-execute to the site, knowing that if they go into garage, most likely there's going to be a trap there. So Brock trying to just creep in slowly with help from John Cutie, at least trying to go for the double swing trade, but there's just so many members of energy inside this B site. Okay, Proto. We've talked about his Sheriff so long ago, and it's good to see it ring once again.
NRG weather that storm. Ghost doing a little bit of damage, but NRG seemed like they had control of the round completely here. A lot of alts online. This is where it starts to get real spicy. 6, 7, 8 on these rounds. Nismo's close. Kuala Noob just got away from that, but has the operator. So you're almost looking at the same. And we'll see where Ghost Gaming walks with Brock, because that's going to be a big play for the Rolling Thunder. Looks like a big focus on A as they congregate over there towards Garden. Are we going to get a peek out of mid here by text, though? Can we get early info to stop this?
It is very
whole
aggressive
team
going in here, and even the Yoru pushing forward, and that Som stopped by Nismo. That's a huge first blood, but there's still 2 more players from NRG down towards Sewers, and a rotation's coming out from EU as well. But we talked about the ultimates at the beginning of the round. There's a lot that could suppress the push into the A site. A big battle coming in, the gun sticking out from the Dolphus of Tex.
Oh my gosh.
And Proto's just going to be ready for that one. Should be
Not
the
like
easy kill.
this.
People should be rotating back from Ghost or start to re-hit after cutting noise. This is why utility is also coming out from NRG, at least a Prowler from the long A side. The opshot coming out against Hayes. The swing out as John Cutie greets him with the bullet between the eyes. And now EU answers back from long side of it. You already saw Ghost booking it back towards the C site.
And again, Ghost, touch and go, they play that. And really reading the awareness well of how much defense NRG put to stopping what was happening at A, right? So they immediately say, well, we haven't covered mid as usual. Pull back a Proto. just seeing the edge of the tour de force there, able to come up with that play. So a really great kind of early to mid-round read there by Ghost to reset this play that NRG also had a good read on. They're kind of just butting heads, and it's who can come out on top after that right now.
I agree, because you saw the amount of utility that was used into that execution from NRG on a defense. We went from a fault line to a paranoia to the decoy that came out from the Yoru, and then suddenly it's still going to be Nismo that doesn't shoot the fake out and actually wins the fight against Som, knowing which one's their Yoru to shoot, and that was a huge opening blood to allow Ghost to tie up this game.
So NRG, a strong push on that one, setting the pace, get confident with that, and Ghost absorb it. So we do see that NRG trying to take control of that flow. Not give Ghost too much control. They're back on the ultimates now, and NRG didn't have to use too many that round. So this could be the explosive one that starts to decide where this 3-3 goes. Maybe still punch for punch. It seems like they have each other on that read. And now in kind of the momentum in favor of Ghost, I'd say here. Doesn't seem like they're going to pile everybody into one spot. And with the spike down, gate crash towards BC. It looks like they make it a bit of mid-pressure here in the mid-round.
Utility on both ends just to nullify A side control, but it's going to be won by Tex, who gets a fourth position with his operator down towards sewers. Meanwhile, though, you can see the setup. A huge stack going in from NRG towards mid and C side because of all the ultimates that they could use for the retake on A. So Ghost, this sign, and knowing that, will just fight against them on this B side to start.
Good Prowler to start. It's Som aware. Ghost will reset here as they're looking for Qualinoo to get this first pick. I mean, if it's not him, we see Nismo on those first kills, right? Van's just blast packing in the showstoppers there, and that could be the possibility as Nismo is the first step into that garage. There's Nightfall. No pressure just yet as they see how NRG is going to react to this.
They're already setting up here from the ceiling side just to battle into the C main. So John Judy's playing just under that window side. There's a front line Elise coming out. A Nightmare coming out, Elise from NRG. As Showstopper is going to try to counteract. Lots of flashes coming in as Som is coming out of another dimension, but still stopped by Nismo. Still after this close plant. The retake's coming back here from NRG, and it's up towards this garage ramp. As the smoke comes towards the front side. This is looking really good here for NRG to try to retake the site, because this smoke is going to be a lot. Gonna have to try to spray it across a huge flash, but a trade comes out from Qualinoo. That defuse is about to come in, and on a 3 versus 1, NRG is gonna get it.
Wow. Just leaving the site. We kind of heard the analysts talk about this, is playing a bit more of a retake style. Well, that right there, it was a retake style from NRG. Ghost with nice movement around the map to kind of penetrate through to garage. And then we saw 3 members of NRG actually right outside that garage window. And even EU with his arm out and ready to fault line as they went in for plants to already start a bit of disruption and get those dominoes falling. Really nice trap they set for Ghost there. We're still on a gun round here, but the armor for NRG continues to dwindle. So you see how much it hurts as their members go down, even with the round wins in their favor. Gate crash over towards C. A big push here by Som Vans. Oh, my word. He's got backup by EU as well. Can get out, get a fault line or a flash just over his shoulder. And still a proto, though, on this lurk. He's come up big on it before, and they're getting a bit of temptation over here at A.
Som was holding the angle, but the battle didn't come out here. The Proto was able to push him back, so the rest of Ghost are pushing inside this A side. Hayes is up towards the heaven side. Where's that smoke? It couldn't come out because the Proto was so busy trying to fight out Som. They lose a player in the process, but at least they get a plan.
Great call there. There was a distraction forward, the smoker on the side of Ghost. Pay for it. Hayes goes down, though. They get the retribution, and Nismo cleans it up. Does he repair the mistake?
What a
combo.
combo.
It seems like it's so far 2 to the top side. They're going to have to drop into the site. And it's going to be a tough one here for NRG to execute on the post plant. EU, though. Frisbee's a blast pack up towards window, and a Proto will finally find a frag at the end of the round. The ultimates seem to just, again, butt heads. We said it before, Vans. These teams are reading each other on rounds where they might have an advantage, shut each other down one after the other, or for one more each. 4-4 now is go back to some aggressive rounds, right? They employ that once again. We'll see if Sam can create that distraction. It hasn't been bringing the frags to the table, but still a lot of games to go here in this series as we get into our 9th round. Guns back on the table, a little bit of that armor back in the favor of NRG here as we see their trademark for NRG. That's just going right into garage every time almost. Ghosts is moved, and it makes me think they're going to go back to a bit of C pressure here for this round.
Yeah, wanting to use the operator back towards the long A side when they have the operator in hand. He's done it towards sewers as well. Speaking about text, once again, you have a stack more numbers towards the C side. Utility to start things off. Fault line coming in on that decoy. The flash comes out, but that's going to be it. Just for a bit, it's just going to be Yoru in the back of the site. Sam's getting pushed forward. Going for that flash around the corner, but here comes Cavalry towards that C garage side, and it's going to be a Proto and Nismo making it a 3 versus 1. Only the operator left here for NRG. As the off angle is out there, the elbows out, and Nismo gets a 4K. And this guy and his entries and his support on that C site on this map against Ghost has also been a treat to watch.
I mean, everybody trusting each other there from Ghost. If NRG kind of went from one round of playing outside the site, this round they played in and they paid for it with the fault line coming through. The flashes through default, as you see, they turn the corner and Sam can't see a damn thing because Breach is Brock is all the way down at the end of C, safe with Spike, firing flashes over his teammate's shoulders. Really nice scaling of the site there for Ghost to get behind default and make sure they got the frags necessary. Off the rip here, Vans. A little bit of A control for Ghost.
Very quick. We tried to get some satchels into the sewers too, but the fault line stops him for a bit, so Nismo, one of the key players of that previous round, is just slowed down in his tracks towards sewers. Texas trying to walk down on the op shot, and Nismo gets the first blood. Ethan, the second line of defense, as he's trying to just go for the jiggle peek and get the information if anybody else is peeking out. But Ghosts are just doing a good job just to hold their angles, playing it very cautiously, cutting noise after the first blood.
And NRG trying to play a little bit of the info game before they play the fight game now. Hayes pushed up. Some calls for a controller at A. He smokes all the way over, and he may have to get a move on this one. No ultimate for him. So he throws out another smoke and still waits for the full execution call from his team. NRG's ready for an A play, though.
Ethan goes to work there for 2 kills from Hell. And here comes the showstopper on the attack that answers back onto Sam, but Ethan is still in the back at Hell side. The double swing Nismo once again. 3rd kill on the board as Hayes is going for that flank. Against who? Nobody yet. Up towards the sewer side as the spike gets picked up. Swing comes out, and somehow with the fake plant, Nismo gets a quad here for Team Ghost.
We said if it wasn't Koala Noob coming in with any of the operators or the Tour de Force, Nismo is going to be there on the opening frags. Blast packs down into short. They wait patiently, and they've almost executed that a few times, the side of Ghost. That's Van Silly. And getting in there and then backing up has been what they did in the rounds before. There they waited for NRG to see if the space was clear and then receive the kills instead of looking across the map. So a little switch up variation from Ghost as they finally separate few rounds between themselves and NRG, and Koala Noob is back to the operator as we see after a round on the Vandal.
With a full pop at the C side, 4 players move up towards long and your Proto watching the flank, and we still see that same fault line that allowed that space to be taken, but this is just easily given away by NRG because they could have worked with the Rolling Thunder.
Yes, exactly. More of a retake style. Once again, that utility is in place, so they all set up. A method to the madness. Again, the Nightfall, the Rolling Thunder. Will it be the Rolling Blunder? With NRG trying to enter the site here, Vans. What can they produce?
Hayes at least produces 1 kill on the retake as Nismo gets caught by the Nightfall, swings out for the fight, another towards Garage. The game sense out of this guy, but no kills, unfortunately. Last 2 players of Brock and John Cutie down towards the long seaside, and we know how Brock is in these situations where they're at a disadvantage. The first headshot onto Ethan. He goes for the fault line long range. The Rolling Thunder on top of that. It's halfway the fuse. That hits Smoke 2 players and forces them back, and that clock is still ticking down. What a shot there onto Sam. A 2 versus 1 as John Cutie gets the kill. Hayes gets the second one. He's trying to come in with the defuse on a 4K. Will he get it? Not enough time as Ghosts will get the round.
What are these rounds? NRG almost brings it back within reach to find a 6-6 first half, but Ghost says no, they want a little more and stretch another round out. 7-4 as we see the final round here of our first half. Absolutely incredible stuff there to delay the defuse, especially with the smoke perfectly placed for someone to do it just outside of range. The util usage there, you called it, Brock, in the situations, shining bright. What a round.
Breaking the econ for NRG in this last round, but thankfully they still have the ult from Tex. And that battle comes back and ensues towards the A site to start things off, and Nismo's just waiting for that first blood once again against Som. A gate crash forced out from the paint shells, and that's a big win to start things off here for Ghost.
This team honestly continues to surprise you, Vans. I cannot wait. I'm so glad we have more of this series. That's how it works, right? Already ecstatic with this game. Already. So gate crash goes over towards A. NRG has it in the back of their mind that Ghost may want to crash again onto a site, but look at the spread of Ghost. Again, to this bit of a default. Fade in sewers on the side of NRG. We see that as Ethan looking to make the calls. And they have EU set up in the back. If he has the fault line long or is the fault line short, they have that possibility. So we're seeing how they can get around this map and move. As it looks like Ghost will finalize towards C. What a distraction this could cause.
Oh, he eats that boombot too, thinking he could kill it.
He wanted to take the
forces
fight.
Now Som to rotate back and left the C sites a little bit open, but thankfully the Sixth Sense comes out here for Som. He stays behind default. He gets dinked through the boxes too.
Oh my.
Gets gravity weld, the aftershock. He's trying to hide anywhere that he can, and he decides to go for the smoke. Here comes the Nightfall out for the Fade side on the attack. Som comes out. And it's still going to be a couple of trades in. 10 seconds left on that clock. John Jude and Kuala Nu just letting it up. And Ghost will be able to get the half here, 8-4. After a timeout that was picked by NRG, it's definitely Ghost that took the advantage. But now let's go for that break and see if NRG could get that energy back. We talked about a great start here for Ghost in that piss round, but a good comeback by NRG following their gun rounds. But looking at this matchup last week here, Riv, we know that it was going to be a harder match for any team playing against Ghosts with the comps that they have on their defender side. This is a very impressive composition, very hard for the attacker side to take advantage of. And I want to know what NRG has prepared.
Yeah, Ghosts have seemed to refine this composition here. That attack side was fantastic. We'll see how they defend, and you're right, we'll see how NRG now uses this fade, this Yoru, all the util they have to go forward, and it is instant B-plant here, and it's not the jet, it's not the dash out. They're making sure they just gate crash to safety.
We like that. Officers coming in too. No pressure coming out from Ghost. They were working the extremities, and they still are with 3 players in that choke. It's waited and watched by EU. Alert that's trying to come out from the garage side, greeted by a Proto. That brings up another fight that a Proto wins as well towards the garage. Here comes a Prowler out from Ghost. That forces out once again the attackers back into the spawn side, back out of position. A Haze still continuing to go to work here in the 3 versus 2, and the defuse is definitely coming in. Haze is trying to do as much as he can, but that defuse is going to happen for Ghost, and they get the pistol.
Spectacular showing of patience. You kind of get that feeling like Spike's down. Oh no, we gotta go. And Ghost kind of just took their time, 3 towards the backside. A Proto as well, knowing he had to deal with maybe more than one. Took his time. What a nice little retake there. Great team. Okay. Great teamwork. We call that the classic with cheese. Yeah. Great little teamwork there. And yeah, a pistol round for Ghost that just completely shuts down that quick plant of energy. And they don't decide to use that money too much. Some will have a share.
Losing both pistols, hurting NRG right now is only with classics. Nismo's push forward. The Spectre out. Yes, good job here for NRG to flow it through and trade it out. Crawler at the same time and shots to follow it behind. But no kills connected for John Cutie as the action slows down for a bit with NRG cutting noise, but the flanks coming out at least from grass.
Yeah, quick push all the way out of Rendezvous, so they're looking to hold these positions, at least play for audio if they're not for the frags just yet. No way, Koala Noob's pushing. Of course he is. Doug talked about this on the desk. There's always more that can be taken by pushing, and that's Koala Noob. Here he'll get all the way up the garden, and this is only forward for energy now. So let's see how the util works and if they are getting far enough away.
There's no utility watching it too, so Koala Noob could actually line this all up, and that's a spike down. Last 2 players stuck inside that site. That's going to be an easy sweep for Ghost.
Just a slow suffocation, Vansili. You're like, well, they haven't been here. Process of elimination, opposing team elimination. That's how that one went down. Ghost, seeing that was their blood in the water there, and they just took the rest. 10-4 here, and you were saying it. You know, the compositions that Ghost is bringing, how fast they've been excelling. A lot of pros as well sharing their opinions that Ghost is one of the most improved teams that we've seen throughout the year. So, yeah, they're showing it, and they have the consistency to back it up here as they're taking on NRG. 10-4, we start this round off. A lot of defense set up towards that C garage side for Ghost side. And Energy looks like they want to poke at this mid again, poke the bear, and see if they can get Ghost to really move around in their defensive setups.
The Haunt to start things off didn't ping anybody out, but they're okay with that. They still have information deep inside this B site from this trademark left behind by Quality, allowing 2 players to play inside garage. A little bit more of a passive play into B. On the other end, though, for Energy, they're just going to swarm in and get this plant.
Replay there, a little bit less on the util use too. They kind of get in dry, so they have more for the retake, and I like the BA take. They garrison one side of it with the haze hold. And again, Ghost patience. They retake, waiting for somebody on the other side of the map to be able to affect the team as well. The opposing team, sorry. Windows heard.
Big spot. The rest of them are just going to play inside the site. It's really on the player's inside window to try to pinch back towards the grass. But after that, that's going to be much information for Hayes. Big paranoia comes out, though. EU gets a kill with the aftershock, and Hayes still wins 2 fights inside grass. Though, as everything else unravels inside that B site, it's still going to be NRG taking the upper hand.
Ooh. That kind of like, you're praying a little bit. You're putting your hands together. Hey, Hayes doing some dance in there to get out of that situation. Dodges that, sees 2, kind of has a quick distraction on target choice, but target fixation comes into play, and this time it's good. He comes up with that. Energy with a really nice play there. They repeat a play we saw before, but without telling Ghost that they were doing it, right? They went in, got out, and set up defense, and Ghost was like, holy crap, they're in our home territory right now.
Exactly.
Nice play by Energy.
Just because Ghost continues to go with these pushes and flanks around the mid side, just a change of strategy from Energy to push into the A-Link, making it harder for the C-Link players to get into the B site, was actually a great call by Hayes there on that previous round.
Quick Prowler utility out there from Ethan. Kind of just suss out what's happening across the map. We're not seeing too much yet. It does look like Sam will take a bit of the lead. You see EU behind him for a lot of these plays. They're going to get cover here to move towards sewer, make something happen. And there it's like you see over the shoulder, EU flashes through, and Sam is looking to get these opening frags in here. They don't have the raise to go forward. They're trying to create these off of wide swings and peaks and swarming a site here for the side of Energy. So they have a bit tougher time executing disruption, I feel, for Ghost. See if they can get in here and make that happen. Close quarters. They still have EU. He's set. That's enough disruption in some cases, and it looks like they are going to be hitting the A site, Vance.
As a fake, because the rest of them are towards that grass side, and they go for a fake as well. You saw that fault line, the fake TP. Everybody's switching back towards the C side, but there's still 2 players of Ghost waiting in here, including a Proto inside his smoke. The swing towards the right, a beautiful aftershock, allowing a Proto to get that triple kill. And that spiked down with 10 seconds left on the clock. You heard the showstopper coming out of the hands of Nismo. That's just going to be the call here for the last 2 players of Energy to save their weapons for the next.
Able to hold, not really feeling distracted by the utility that they're facing in that situation. A Proto just kind of squats down and mows down a few with his Phantom. 11-5 here in favor of Ghost right now. A really strong showing for the start of this series versus Energy. Both 1-1 in that Group A. So as Smix was saying, and then mid-June they have 100 Thieves, who has been coming online as well. So getting this win against especially 100 Thieves right now, and TSM, who's also kind of, you know, getting this new life, this vim, vigor, and vitality, if you will, it is almost a must, right? And Energy's feeling that same pressure, so we continue to describe what this game means for both teams. It looks like Ghost may be able to solidify a game 1 of this series in just a few with how they have now defended the second half. Oh, already toyed with.
Waiting for it.
Satchel out.
The satchel here, Son, the paint shells, the flash. It's just a battle between the two duelists.
Oh dear.
Now the swing comes out and still Nismo that wins it. This guy, he's on a different level today. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Nismo from even today, even last week, actually, now that I think about it.
The fault line plays, the knowledge. You're right, yeah. It's ridiculous the way they're common this utility to really pick apart energy, especially on that one. And just hiding. We haven't really seen this play from Koala Noob. He's been pushing. What is he doing up there? Yeah. This time playing a very defensive round, and it traps energy for 2.
But fault line, counter prowler from the attacker side. A C's on the ground with another flash, but Ethan's still going to stay alive for a bit. Big rolling thunder comes out, though, as EU gets that frag. That allows him to push forward. Okay. He still has a flash to work with, make that even 2, but that just allows to create space for the rotation from Ethan towards that C site. But here's a Proto, the one that's anchoring all the time. Now he's going to hear this spike pine coming inside C.
30 seconds left.
So good. What a great call for a Proto. He's always been here. Always seems to have a bit of the timing that might catch you in the transition or have just enough to give your team the reliable kill. Not this time, though. EU, no, it gets it to Brock for the trade.
So important for the last 2 players to play aggressively inside the spawn side, but there's another fault line coming out of Brock.
C's up.
C's onto the ground here, or at least a haunt about to come out as well for Ethan. This could be everything for him right now as the spike's not planted for him. The tap. ADS. First headshot there onto John Cutie, looking for the Red Bull clutch, and he's gonna get it!
Did they really think they could scare me?
Needed everyone! Literally down to the last drop. Oh my gosh, Ethan. Cold as ice on that round. Had to decide. That's almost not one of the toughest 50-50 angles, right? But he cuts it on default, so he doesn't have to swing left or right as far, and does force a forward position on his next kill. You can't wait for somebody to come to you in that situation, so it was great on him to push forward and tempt the first frag, because eventually at that point you're going to find yourself a 1v1, and he did just that. Like you said, much needed that round. Energy gets a bit of life and more energy on their side here, Vans. We see this fault line continuously coming through, trying to disrupt things to start off.
Olanu just avoided all that utility to be able to get that first and second kill with the operator. At least the ult from this agent. Dropping that spike, continue to move forward, and he's just going to hold W. He's feeling that confidence. A flash to Prowler, the spray. He's trying to get that shot onto Ethan, but it doesn't work out. No trade-off from John Cutie, though, as Texas trying to go to lurk towards the mid side. Waited and greeted by Brock. Last 2 players are Ethan and EU, and Ethan is hurting badly into this round.
Seems like they're trying to rotate Brock around so he can answer anything that Energy has here, but they should, again, have this kind of creep. No. Oh, John Cutie's waiting there. He's going to be able to call this one. In just 1, Ethan stays alive. He does not get grazed. Instant nightfall.
Last player standing.
Even an easy kill onto EU. Now Ethan's at 1 HP as he gets decayed by that hit. An easy swing for John Cutie, and Ghost are at match point.
Match point.
Ghost on the Haven. Energy decide to pull out that Yoru. It does not seem to have played the way that they wanted. Maybe there's a lot that they wanted to do, but Ghost's speed, there's anything you can speculate on here. But it does, the defensive side, we saw that potential of just being able to transition the map, along with Chamber as well. But Ghost wasn't just hitting one site. They were getting those transitions of energy out, kind of feeling like they might happen, and then re-hitting, kind of with a second wave. Here, Energy look to keep themselves in this. Get out, and that's going to be an easy ultimate from Yoru to stay safe. Sam's still in there.
Dimensional drift to get information, trying to use so much utility into the site. It allows for himself to get a kill, and 4, actually Energy to get into the site. As they hear the TP back towards the mid side, they know this lurk should be coming soon. Rolling Thunder on the defense. Nightfall coming out from the attack. It's the upside down world, but it's still going to be a nightmare for Energy to try to hold that site. The last person to go is Sam at 8 HP, and they're just going to go for that defuse. They swing out. He's flash. He's trying to counter flash of his own. Brock gets the kill, and that's a convincing map for Ghost, winning this first one 13-6.
Absolutely.
We actually saw Sam on a Jet earlier on this year, and now that he's able to play great lurk roles as an Omen as well on this map, they're still going against a Ghost that's undefeated on this map in Stage 2.
It's scary. Yeah, when we talked about Sam earlier on this, and even the early qualifier of stage 1, it was that he demanded people put more than one defender on him, right? He goes into halls, you're like, oh, wait, we need to call more here to cave, you know? And we see the action starting here at cave. All that's for naught, though. Sam on the Omen, as the desk was saying, hazed on that Viper as they have double controller, and we'll get an orb grab by Brock before the drone in. Double util to scope out the site, and that's what Ghost Comp is about as they take A here. Info grabbing everywhere.
What a good idea by Ghost to have
NRG.
the Koala Noob and John Cutie on the attack so that one could TP away and one could dash away, but a nice counter from NRG to get the Aldrone and the Flash to just come in and fight back and get the plant down. Ghost looking to go back on this retake. We had the fragment coming in from the doors. Song is just eating these and then eats a bullet.
That's going to hurt for sure. They're pressuring in, though, Vans.
2 towards Brick. The snake bite on the ground, the swinging on the other end, and it's going to be the snake bite getting the kill onto EU. The lineup being set up. It's at least a halfway. One's going to eat it. Nismo gets the kill, and they will get, should get enough time to go for the defuse after here for Ghost, and that is another pistol round for GG.
They do get it. I said the info finding is there. It honestly is for both teams. How to deduce what's going on, what they can take, and we saw NRG blasting through with the drone and Trailblazer there. Ghost on the receiving end definitely lost a few, but they're able to recoup. Koala Noob going for the Guardian as he wants to set up for some far angles right off the bat. That positioning is going to be right out of the archway in mid. And we'll see if Ghost continues the pressure. It looks like everyone has a hall pass on this round from NRG. I hope that's actually what they execute. This looks exciting.
Trademark at the end of the
there's a peel
hallway.
off.
Yeah, they're looking for this type of push in the open door battle.
Let's go.
But that 0 point, it just spotted so much. That's a huge one there from Nismo.
Kind of just throws it up above him, right? So it's not really guess whether that could be in halls or not. Ooh, teleport in, received! Oh, they read it like a book!
Yeah, John Cutie just read that. Page by page, Koala Noob on the flank, X falls down. At least we get another plant coming in.
Yeah.
Actually, no plant. It's actually down towards
killer.
the staircase. So EU is going to be on his own, picks up here this Spectre, but that's not going to do much. Koala Noob gets that last kill with the Guardian, and okay, they get the plant on the first round at least for NRG. It's going to help with the economy into this round here.
And we see, not afraid to add pressure. Ghost pushes out towards mid, really being able to again deduce what's going on. John Cutie, right place, right time. They just absorb this hall strategy as 3 members of NRG. Cheeky strat. You love to see those small buy strats coming in. But Ghost able to thwart it right away. The Guardian's still there, and only a few Vandal buys coming in for Ghost, but they do want to get rifles on the board versus this on this bonus round. Oh, again, Koala Noob. What?
A great spot, too, for this kill. This time with the Vandal. Looking back on the left side. Headshot of Sam as well. Looking for the hat trick. Dashes away as EU is down to half health.
What is that, over 300 damage already? That's ridiculous. In under 20 seconds.
And wasting out utility and dropping the spike, getting all that information. That was a great solo play by Koala Noob.
Absolute domination in mid. Gives more pressure for Nismo to step up. He says, here, come to the party. The water is fine. As they get the pressure of Proto here. Always lurking at the right time. Does he have enough HP to finalize the final kill on EU, who's now left stranded here in elbow? What a round. The bonus as well. An aggressive round from Ghost. They haven't let up.
Yeah. A bit of a juggle too, right? Because it was the Guardian left behind before Nismo so that he could upgrade to the Vandal to be able to do all of that. And that was definitely a convincing round for Ghost Gaming on the defense. NRG are going to be back in a round where, okay, we're seeing a buy coming out from Tex, at least with small shields with Vandal. They talked about it on the desk. People have been tweeting about it too. The hash shields consistently coming out here for NRG. Maybe is just to try to get as many rifles as they can continuing to win rounds.
I can hear the desk on that. He's still going forward. Doug and Ender right now, just hands on head. You love to see it. Koala Noob really setting a different pace here from the defensive side. Down elbow this time, too. Always wants some action, but a Proto is going to find a bit of that on a guiding light in his face to start. Back to a bit of this orb control. Yep, that's going to go again over to EU. They want to get his Sova ultimate online. as they're thwarted right now by a Protoss wall.
Still very interesting. They're able to get 2 rifle rounds in a row here for NRG. So
Hayes to push, too.
there's a little bit of a method into working their economy here for NRG, but it's not working out for the rounds. Saw him with the Guardian. We talked about that push-up from Hayes, but it's still very slow for NRG, looking to just re-hit once this Toxic Screen comes down from your Proto. And here it comes. A KO knife, though, is actually going to disable so much utility as NRG are still trying to push inside. There it comes a wall on the attack. The Viper was not affected by that 0 point. And Nismo goes for the flash, allowing him and Proto to push forward. And these guys are just going to work from all angles and all spaces.
Nothing seems safe. NRG didn't even feel comfortable pushing their own wall there. And Ghost gave them 2 walls to scale, right? They got through a Protoss wall, and then they're like, well, we actually don't know if it's safe now on our side of the wall. Anybody could peek over, and that's exactly what we saw Proto do. Take Spike and give the rest of Ghost the confidence to push forward, and Nismo doing Nismo things, you know. And the end of that one didn't need a paint shell to make it happen. What are they going to set up now? Let's look at NRG's side as they are kind of throwing a distraction strat on elbow and still working A. A Proto gets up in their face to start, but NRG looks like they could finalize here on A. Maybe. They're absorbing and moving, and they've absorbed kill number 1. Looking good so far.
Well, with the pushes and the lurks, first blood, and in these situations, there's been a lot of these moments when it turns in favor of that 5 versus 4 when Ghost are losing Koala Noob so early because the defense is thin, but thankfully they're also playing against a weaker buy from NRG on the attack.
That was a really great... Oh, is John Cutie pushing forward? Almost a shot there as 3 quick kills come in succession for Ghost. And it was a great way for NRG to kind of figure out where they might be able to get Koala Noob's push. Since he has been doing it every round, they throw the guiding light towards elbow. It's not mid, it's not elbow. So maybe we do back up and we do receive a Hall's kill. Oh, yeah, there it is. So nicely played there by NRG to kind of read what Ghost is doing, but Ghost still smothering, still has kind of the mid-round answer here as NRG, again, on that low buy. We'll see what they can produce here. Vance for another buy round. Koala Noob, is he actually going low? And it looks he just armor Shorty, going to find an orb for himself here. Is that? No, you won't. Okay, there's the operator. I'm like, I was like, that's real risky. Okay, he goes right for the operator. And again, back to the mid position. NRG now focusing towards that B side. We'll keep an eye on what they do. Really not a lot of util to go behind them, right? Tex doesn't have a trademark there, so they have to keep checking their back. They have to be ready for something!
God, what a flash by Nismo. 3 kills, looking for the 4th, and he's going to get it. Hayes tries to answer back and already at 19 HP. What a double play, but a single heroic play by Nismo, as he did get support from Koala Noob, and that spike is down, and that's all they wrote. NRG, there's no way that Hayes should be winning this one, and indeed he's not. Koala Noob lands that op shot and avenges his teammate after that huge round.
These rounds are crushing. They are absolutely demoralizing. You went back into a buy, right? That was NRG trying to figure out how that round was going to work, and Go said no, antied. Instantly antied. Like, that was incredible from Nismo. The timing. Are they flashed on the back? Is that everyone? Maybe they missed there on Hayes.
On that one too. I mean, there's no way you bunny hop the way that you do like that without being flashed. Look at that.
Everyone, every single person on the underhand flash from Nismo. Absolutely incredible stuff.
Yeah.
And they're making Breeze look just like that here against NRG. Incredible.
That 0 point to get all that information to set himself up. The self alley-oop goes for the dunk. And with that, at least, though, this timeout coming out from NRG, I feel that's a little bit too late because technically I think their economy should be really busted at this point for NRG.
No kills on Tex, none on Ethan. As much as you rag on kills or whatever, the ults aren't coming online. You can point to that. They don't have a chance to get Seekers out, disrupt Ghost. Ghost is so in control right now that this allows, let's talk about Econ. This allows Koala Noob to push forward. He can buy another op next round. They're actually going double op this round too, so you can see where they're playing with the money as they reach right into that piggy bank. But now they can be more aggressive. They can take chances. They can get in the head of NRG even more. And that's something we don't see a lot of teams do too much. They aren't just okay with their lead. They'll pressure it a bit. but Ghost pushed that lead.
And that double up. One towards middle, one towards the
Oh
elbow, and that's John Cutie with another one towards mid. And I take it back. NRG, of course, they'll have money to work with because they've been going with these half shields.
Yeah, a little bit there and there.
Alondro now looking for information as Tex is hoping to open things up on the A site. Proto doesn't want to give his position away as he's anchoring that spot. The timing of that. He calls up for a mid site potentially if somebody's lurking there or an opening in that area. And as he goes for that jiggle, that allows John Cutie to set up on the staircase. 3 kills for him into this round. And he spots Tex on that left side pyramid.
Oh,
a 4 shot.
haircut.
And then Hayes once again unfortunately caught on his own. And that is another easy round for Ghost in their aggressive plays on defense.
It looks a little bit like NRG almost feels pressured into making these plays. They obviously used util. We saw Dark go out there. We saw the utility coming from EU as he goes down. But Ghost isn't giving them anything off the util. So then NRG feels like, well, are we being pressured around the map? Let's get a little more forward position without waiting for EU's Dart again. The things they need again on this buy of light armor. Util's in hand, so they're trying to get these wins in, and maybe they can squeak out a few. 7-5s, it still could happen this round, but Ghost does not look like they are going to let anything like that happen.
I like this, though. This is a Viper wall from Hayes going in towards the A-halls, thinking that they're going to go for that hit again, but instead they go for mid-control and try to go for a mid-to-B split. But the thing is, John Cutie's in the back of the B site. They have a Viper's pinpoint of defense on the entrance of the B site as well. Very difficult for the attackers to take. Now you hear the Hunter's Fury coming out as well on the attacker side. Proto gets pinged out of that one. He survives, but then dies inside the pit. Meanwhile, though, Nismo still gets 2 kills of his own. Or player advantage going out for Ghost Gaming. We have a Viper's pit on the attacker side for Hayes to look to at least get a plant down, while we have EU still playing on the outside of the B site. A big 1-for-1 to happen, but that recon dart gives everything, all that information for Nismo to get that last kill. So it's up to Hayes for a 3rd time in a row to try to win a clutch situation as he leans back out towards that Berlin wall, spots that headshot onto Brock. There's still one in the back of the tower as Koala Noob is going to try to fight it. Inching in, all these 1 versus 1. He brings the wall down, and Nismo gets the kill as it comes down, unfortunately, and Ghost gets 8 unanswered rounds.
Oh, I like the intention on the play, creating the 1v1s. Unfortunately, created the crossfire there. It was not in Hayes' favor. And Ghost, right place, right time. Filling spots like the infield of a baseball diamond. Really, if somebody rotates and moves, it just seems like Nismo is there, if not already on the front line. The way that Ghost fills in these gaps, it just leaves NRG wondering how it feels like a flank all the time, right? In that situation. So 8-0 here in the first half. Ghost sending a dominant message to start. Operator for Koala Noob. Tour de force ready if things go awry as another partial buy comes out. Sheriff's Marshal and a Vandal for Ethan.
Hero rifle for Ethan, who's trying to work it out here towards the halls. Trailblazer to go against the Owl drone. As the ping's gone out on the defender side, they're trying to go for this peek and allowing EU to maybe get a shot with the Marshal, but it's still Ethan that wins that fight. A good start for NRG.
Slow push up. We see Orb still being a slight focus as NRG rebuilds that armory. And the wall's replaced. Talked about this a little bit on the desk, that big wall can go up, so mid could be pressured. And now that's something Ghost has to think about, right? They're putting a little pressure from Nismo there, and they have some smokes to work on the other site. They find Cutie pushed up. NRG's smart to think that Ghost is going to be pushed up all the time. When haven't they? Great first kill on the save on this eco.
Timing doesn't really work out there for John Cutie, and again, we're just trying to figure out where are the best positioning that we could play for
30
Ghost.
seconds left.
Anchoring more towards the mid side and B, solo play on the attacker side, only an operator. That's Koala Noob. Here comes the hit from NRG right into Koala Noob's hands, but that toxic screen is going to block so much. More jump ups, and Tex gets another one in. So a first hero buy that comes in from Ethan turns into a 5 versus 2 on a pulse plant for NRG.
All right, double flash. Poison orb ready. They don't have a huge arsenal to get back into this one. The pressure comes in. Ethan, they're creating their own pressure. That is NRG. as they push out here and search for a few kills, wanting to gun Ghost down. Hayes does fall as well. I'm sorry, Hayes will drop a Proto as well, and that will be the first round for NRG. Nicely played around the map, toying with the smokes, toying with the pressure of Ghost and what they've been conditioning NRG to. Someone will be the retake is they feel like that is a stronger way to go about it, combining the utility, not leaving a few members just to delay the site, but using all of your members to retake the site in a more powerful manner. And Ghost has been employing that almost each time that they need to. If it's not Nismo dropping you on the entrance or Koala Noob, these two literally, I think, are going for most forward percentage on enemy lines if that would be a stat coming out. 8-1 here in round 10. Ghost very close to closing out this first half.
Very passive play. Responsibility from Rock to watch two angles, which is going to be towards Ness and A-holes to support Nismo, but the hit from NRG is coming in towards the B site. Som gets the opener, but we still have John Cutie. The shot misses as we had Hayes jumping right out of that one. They're going to try to get this plant down. There's Shock Dart into the combination. Tex gets the shot with the operator for the attack, making it a little bit easier for NRG to win this pulse plant. But John Cutie has something else to say. He's moving in forward, trying to clear it out with the Owl Drone is going to be the support from Brock. Pushing away another opponent from NRG outside the B site. But we still have one inside that deep cubby, and that is also going to be EU. But another player falls. John Cutie and Koalanu looking for a double-up retake, and respect coming out from NRG to get the Seeker's information on the last two. Gets that shot onto Ethan, but you know that's going to be it. EU, star player into this round, gets another one here for NRG.
The pew-pew from EU. Nice job on the end of that round. And NRG, I think, reading the fact that Ghost feels comfortable to play those very, very slow. Hayes did a great job of creating a lot of distraction to slow down anybody coming from archways and spawn. The rest of the team was making sure they were hiding back and not giving those angles, causing Ghost to have to go deeper and deeper into the site before they could find that attack. The crossfires were ready. NRG now pick up 2 here as they start getting a little bit back. Kind of feels like they're on the iron lung with the way the game has gone here, Van Silly, but they are still breathing.
Try not to suffocate here from the scoreline that we currently see from Ghost. Very dominating in the first half, but we're trying to salvage as much as we can. And so far it's looking good. This is a great opportunity here for NRG to really break the economy into the last round if they're able to get this one here against Ghost.
They're fighting lasers on both sides of the map. Operator towards mid. You can see John Cutie in the back of that B site, and also one on A in the hands of Koala Noob. Tex has a lot of work ahead of him, and they're kind of leaving it up to that peak, right? NRG is saying, okay, maybe that push comes back in. We can play against and then use our util to swarm the site. Tex will look a little bit more for that forward position. Here's that util.
0 point, canceling out the Trailblazer, get information. So the KO now noted playing towards the B site with support from John Cutie. Tex still looking for this kill.
Do anything
nice
here on this rotation.
Into the back of the site, we hear the Hunter's Fury. The attack's coming in on the A side, at least for a fake.
Opens door.
That's Brock with that Hunter's Fury there. Yeah, indeed, the door gets open, but everybody from NRG are still booking it towards this B site. But John Cutie does land a spike carrier with 16 seconds left on the clock. Could run that clock down. Another one spotted towards that top. He does get the wall bang onto Ethan, but Tex is there to save him. But Koalanu lands it onto Som. That's that lurker towards that mid side down. There's 6 seconds left on the clock, 5 seconds left on the clock. They're so far away from the spike, they can't get it down.
No! Oh my gosh, fans, the distractions, the pressure. Ghost come up with a round that way after NRG's been able to kind of dissect the members of Ghost, push them off, and set up these post plants that have been working. Ghost defies that plant and takes the round for themselves, getting that 9th round here in the first half. Absolutely incredible stuff. How do they set up here for the next one? We did see Ghost call that timeout, set themselves up again, like you said, to probably go back to a little bit more non-push pressure, if I'll say it that way. Trademark here onto B, so it looks like they will maybe go back into push pressure. There goes Koala Noob out the gate. Sam will take a garrison position back in that hall area, and the rest of the team sets up for the pushes they've been expecting.
Oh my god.
And I guess unexpected on that one.
Well, and
Oh my
just
gosh.
on a different level against these operators, or just against anybody. At this point now, with the last round to go in the first half, even that previous round with no plant, I was wondering if some players from NRG switched over camps and decided to go Ghost as well, so we had no planners there. But Ethan trying to even it up. Whiffs a little bit on that tailwind from Qualanoo, but still manages to escape with his life. 4 players now for Ghost playing inside this B site, leaving now a Proto on his own to anchor there, and that's where NRG's rotating to.
You know, Vance, when we talked about it, when Psalm was on Jet, and I said it kind of demanded more attention. He would call for people to have 2 or 3 against him. Look at what Koala Noob is doing. You have to assume that NRG is always considering he's pushing somewhere. You're going to need help if you fight him. And he is relentless right now. Definitely in their heads to start things off. Goes down that time as Psalm is prepped ready, but traded from Nismo.
And he gets popped off here by Tex as he pulls out the null command. This might give some time for the rotate and the res to come out, but he's out in the open. This is why Tex is propped up here. Should try to get this easy frag. Well, not easy frag, but at least a shot onto Brock. Even smarter to close the door and get the res out. Yeah. That also enables one flash to come out of Nismo and a recon dart available for Brock. There's that recon in. A flash to come out most likely very soon as Ethan's holding back towards the orange side. 0 point to even spot one towards that spike. A swing out from Ethan. That flash never came out. So Nismo's going to be on his own. Individual play. There's that first frag, but the easy trade for Tex. 9-3 to end the first half. We tried to salvage as much as we could. That's at least the minimum that we could do for NRG. Hopefully, they could pull it back after this break. Coming into the second half right now between Ghost Gaming and NRG. Ghost getting the first map 13-6 on Haven. And now NRG hoping that they can get something done with this double controller setup that they have on the defense. Can Psalm actually get behind those enemy lines and bring this score closer for NRG on the defender half?
That's what they're looking for, right? Someone to push. They don't have a Koala Noob. And not in a sense of a Koala Noob, they don't have a Jet. They don't have a Raze. Things that are going to go forward. It's like that from the back line. Tex with a beautiful headhunter to start things off. And Koala Noob goes down as well. Classicked out. There's a bit of the push. Psalm, like you said, can get behind enemy lines. And he teleports into a beautiful... What is that? They are just dropping the map left and right. Proto says, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Let me try to do something at least here. Toxic screen up for a Proto, 74 HP. Tex winning with the Headhunter, and we caught that one. At least, because all of those battles happen in different angles. Mainly here towards Tex on first contact towards his mid-side nest. But that was a great pistol round to start here for the defenders.
Spike down.
Super clean. This is the timing for them, too. They're catching Ghost, checking the angles, right? Not jiggling. It's just a clean walkout with shift held. And that's when you know you're catching them completely off guard, you know. It's not how you peek an angle. Give it a little bit of a jiggle. And NRG comes out with that pistol round. We start off second round of the second half. Bulldogs, Guardians. NRG dips into the pocket here to go for quite a buy to make sure they have the range, and they are going to expect a Marshall. Koala Noob has it. They set up towards mid to look for these early picks on the side of Ghost.
Even for Hayes on the defender side with the toxic screen, I kind of like it that it still inches out towards his mid side at least, so that if there's actually contact there, that wall allows a little bit more heavy pressure coming out for the mid doors to fight it out. On off angles there, but that said, Ghost into this round are really just trying to count on any NRG mistake, any pushes coming in, but look at how it's staying static here on this minimap for the green dots of NRG.
So Rendezvous only puts Tex in the back of A. The rotation will have to come through pretty deep. Psalm on a pogo stick. As it looks like it's going to be the rush through elbow.
And when we started with that guided light, there was a rotation coming in here from EU, and that guided light not hitting anything is actually leaving a gap now towards the defender side. So now we actually have 3 players be able to make it through the tunnels for Ghost. And then Proto gets an entry onto Psalm as well. So they overpower the site for Ghost. They come in for the plant. The shock darts are coming down, but the snake bites also misses. And now EU has forward position, is trying to hold it down to allow Hayes to rotate back from the spawn side as well. But we have 3 players holding inside for Ghost on the post plant and 1 watching that flank on B main. Potentially to see if they could cut off rotations here, but
Oh,
NRG
I'm
are waiting
so
for this wall
glad
to
they
come
showed
down.
that. I'm so glad. We got to talk about that wall in just a minute, Vans. Here comes
One
the action.
enemy remaining.
Only one more to go, and that is
Oh
just
my
going to be
word.
such a low buy. Barely nothing for Ghost. That converts into a win.
Okay, so what a neat little play around the map. We see this wall here separates the site, right? Obviously, you put the wall up because you want to create your own angles, but it allows the first 3 members of Ghost to come in and only have to fight towards the archways. Now, the rest of the wall here where Nismo is hiding and where this works really well against an opponent is, what did we see when we went to Nismo? Green screen. That wall's instant just enough where you're either forced to hide in there and probably get stuck, or when you peek out, have green screen, so you're not really going to be shooting much. What a cool wall to pin in a few spots, give you spawn, and Ghost used it quite well there to pick up the eco round, pistols and all.
Trying to count on the round coming in. A hero operator or Tex.
Yeah.
It's also going to be half armor for the rest. A couple of Marshall, Stinger, and a Sheriff. So we're counting here for Tex to get this aggressive angle on mid side, and it's Koala Noob, and he's been really good against these ops. Oh no, John Q is going to get caught. Top shot misses though. That's huge details, huge information given to Ghost.
It is. Trying to avoid that a few times would be in their benefit, but it looks like they may head straight towards it. Dash through. Noob trying to create the distraction as now NRG sets up that defense, Vance.
Recon Dart spotted a lot as well, so Hayes gets that first frag onto Koala Noob, and they're just spamming with the Marshals. Off angle from Hayes. Nismo's trying to keep things alive with this Guardian here, also with Brock. And that is going to be the op that came out, the last one to get the kill, and that gamble paid off here for NRG.
Okay. Okay. Going for the punch backgrounds now. NRG nicely setting up over at A, calling the strat that Ghost would have. We don't see many of those where Ghost kind of forces their way through the utility. We've seen Ghost approach NRG's util, especially on Haven and sewers, and back up, right? They absorb it, they wait for it to go away, and then they'll re-hit. NRG really responded well to Ghost kind of going full bore on that one, right through the util. So another round, NRG feeling the momentum, the operator in the hands of Tex. And right off the rip again, Koala Noob through doors.
They'll come in on top of that too. A tag onto Hayes, forced to fall back towards Orange. Koala Noob on the top of the staircase. Double swing, a trap coming away, but it's still going to be John Q and Nismo as the support cast in for the kills, opening the A site, and a plant coming in for Ghost.
He's just playing the look at me strategy. Look at me. Dashes away. The distraction caused allows Ghost to take the site. They're right behind each other on everything. That doesn't just work. People have to be in position and right behind Koala Noob. The Jet moving forward. Sam looks to drop Koala Noob right to the floor with the operator as they attempt to retake 4v3.
Not going to work out here, at least for that flank on Kane, but Ethan and Sam are getting some work done inside the A site, but with Ethan now falling right after, it's just going to be Sam saving his op into the next round, so at least they managed to salvage that, but
yeah,
that definitely look at me strat from Koala Noob worked out for Ghost.
A lot of times the separation between the Jet and the team, it just becomes too big, too discombobulated, and the trades aren't there, right? You'll see Koala Noob maybe having to get into a fight all by himself, but he hit the ground and those trades were already happening over his shoulders and out the second map of this series in dominating fashion.
I just wanted to point out as well that Nismo is currently 24-9-4 in 17 rounds or 16 rounds played. So we talked about the food, what he eats, how he gets his frags. It's an Amir, Salaberry de Valleyfield on the West Island of Montreal. That's where his restaurant's at. That's how you could line up and potentially land into the VCTs in North America's chat.
I'm taking a flight. Good thing tomorrow's Memorial Day. We're lunch in Montreal, everyone. All right, let's see. Ghost looking. They are hungry again, ready to eat at B, and they're going to enter right through the archway. Will mid be that way with a toxic Viper's Pit on the ground?
That was a nerdy recon dart too to spawn Salmon, forcing him back towards the back of the site. But you talked about it, the utility to counter back from NRG, not allowing this split to happen, but the first blood still comes in on the top of Ness. Hayes comes out for the trade indeed, and the last 4 players of Ghost are just going to look to plow into the main entrance of the B site with potentially the wall coming back up here from a Proto. But we still have 1 player playing inside that site. It was that beginning of the round. It's Som here at the wall, just waiting for it to happen as Ghost are cutting noise.
A little bit of util thrown in again. trying to find and deduce where they may have to look for that first angle. They've broken mid-site and to the back of site here. Now it's all about NRG's retake.
Spike planted.
Right now, Planet ward position on the attack from John Cutie. Battle in the back of the site as Son does get that frag onto Nismo. John Cutie, though, is thinning out the rotation as he's still playing towards that wall, allowing the rest of his teammates to just focus towards the back of the site. And yeah, it's just Brock with the trip kill. And that's going to be map and series point for Ghost.
He's just feeling it, sensing it. He's like, oh, there's one. I have an inkling. One after the other, and it hasn't just been one. His breach on Haven was fantastic as well, whether he was in the back of the team firing his flashes in through default boxes, or whether he needed to be on the front line / a clutch situation. The full package right now in this series. It'll be interesting to watch Ghost here as they grow. One more round. They can close out this series, Vans. Again, dominating fashion. NRG on some of the low buys of Bulldogs. You see the tour de force coming out right out of the air.
What a shot by Tex. Coming out here with the ultimate, but also gets traded up by a drive-by by Nismo of all things. Now we're pushing inside that site. It's still going to be Ghost overtaking this B site. And the retake attempt. A big flank coming in as well from Hayes. But they have to keep players busy on this pulse plant for energy to get anything out of this pulse plant.
Proto, hit down. This is going to be a tough one. 4v4. And this, from around the outside, Hayes could have a fight if he gets into that Viper's Pit.
It trades off back and forth, a 2v2, but the Viper's Pit's still up. One more to go. We talked about that flanker. Viper sticks out, and it's Hayes trying to clutch it once again. Maybe 4th time's a charm as he looks back here on this 1 versus 1. Tap on the spike, the swing from Nismo as he goes into the snake bite to allow Ghost to get this round. It's GG for Ghost Gaming as they move up into the groups.
Fantastic fashion